What's going on? What's going on, my people, my people, my people? Let's see this. All right, today we're going to. Okay. All right, today we're going to be talking about dating, right? One of everybody's favorite topics. Hold on, bear with me. Let me go on Instagram.
Or how do you get your logo to fit? My logo is not fitting. It's like huge. You can't see it.
It depends. Normally when they give you your logos, they give you in
Let me get my glasses.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
The one that you use for Instagram or Facebook.
Okay. Let me see. Let me add another one. I have a couple. Oh, that's not working either. I guess that'll work.
All right, bear with me. Let me try to get this going. I did this earlier. It's my nap.
Thanks, Phenomenal, for your help. Let me see.
You can play around with it. Just try to find the logo that goes for social media. Those ones are very small most of the time. They fit.
What's going on? What's going on? Instagram, Facebook. Oh man. All right, today's topic, right? Dating. We're gonna go through these 5 questions. We're gonna go through these 5 questions. It's the hot seat today. Welcome, 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 people, to our week segment. Someone asked me if I would do this every day. I was, and also someone pointed out yesterday that everybody looks tired. Everybody looked like they needed a nap. We did. What's going on, question? Hey, don't you start with them daggone questions now. We're going to get to the questions today. Look, we're going to get to your questions. I'm going to send this to everybody on Instagram. We're going to talk. We're going to chop it up with everybody. We're going to try to get to some of these questions. I don't want to spend all day here because I do respect the people who have to work. I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm taking off because I got to catch up to Kari, man. Kari putting out content every day. I got so much thumb drive in here that I got to do. So I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of editing tomorrow. I've been chopping up some tonight. I got from day 15 to all the way from today. And I just got to get it done. I got to get it done. I got to get it done. Now, I can't make excuses. Even, I'm going through things with my mother, but hey, there's no excuse. I don't like to make excuses.
Probably be showing us up out here in these streets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me see. All right. So the first question. All right. So let me set this up. I'm just trying to send. There got to be a better way to send this thing. What's going on, everybody? Hey, what's up, Twain? What's going on? Talking with message. He said, just want on a date, and since you know what? What's on? I don't. Oh, you just went on a date. Okay. Oh, you calling me right now? Just went on a date. Congratulations. Well, you gotta send me a message to see it and let me know how it is. So today's topic, and for everybody that's watching, everybody's going to be, hey, what's going on? That's Mara. What's going on? Today's topic for everybody is going to be dating. Everybody is dating. I'll call it right back. Everybody is talking about dating. That's probably an emergency call. I call it in a minute. But the topic is dating with addictions, but also we're just going to cover a lot of dating, right? A lot of things in regards to dating, in regards to a lot of things to try to help some people in the dating world. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about deeply is manipulation. I know I said today that I will be having a modern day dating conference where I'm gonna really dive into this. And one of the key things is, he says, "What's the difference?" Okay, I'll get to your question in a minute. Let me pen it. Hold on. You just WCat. You just come out the thing. Okay. Okay. Cool. So all right, I'm going to. There's Nashida right there. Y'all just come out the door swinging with these questions. Good gracious. Thank you. I appreciate that, WCat. Tanya, not today. Michelle, not today. Okay. So we're going to be talking about dating. We're going to be talking about how to effectively date, but also I really want to talk about standards today, not boundaries, not, there's a difference between standards and boundaries, right? Standards you hold for yourself, but you hold them to a point that you have an expectation never to lower them, right? For no one, not even yourself. But a lot of people have boundaries, which boundaries, there's variables. You'll have variables with boundaries. You may have, if you really desire a person, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I desire you. So guess what? I'm gonna move my boundary a little bit because I desire you, right? So that's what we're gonna talk about today. So right out the gate, let's get into it because I don't want to keep everybody. I don't want to make this a 2-hour thing, right? If it takes that long, okay, but I want to respect people's time. So the first thing we're going to talk about. Hold on, let me grab it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Bear with me. Instagram. Okay. Let me get this question. I think the first one was for Kari. Oh yeah.
Kyrie getting all the heat tonight.
Oh yeah.
He's been getting it since last
night. Michelle, her questions. Let me get it. Oh. Hold up, Michelle. I'm coming. Everybody on Instagram, I'm going through my feed trying to get it. I'm coming. If you're dealing with a food addiction, how can I find someone to understand the addiction that I have if it's food, if food is everywhere? Wouldn't it be difficult for that person to understand?
Michelle, stop asking me questions about other people. You are the only one that needs to understand your problem. That's it. Nobody has to understand you. Nobody has to like you. Nobody has to believe you. Nobody has to care for you. Nobody has to take care of you when you're sick and overweight in your 60s or 50s. Nobody does. It's on you. So look, man. Look, I want you to screen record this because I keep saying the same exact thing to you. Stop worrying about other people. Worrying about you. It makes no sense whatsoever. That's that obtuse thinking. You keep thinking that. Man, come on now. You do better. Do better.
Oh, okay. Oh, no problem. She said, I'm going to watch you on YouTube so I can see all of y'all. Okay. So I hope you got that. Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna give it to the panel. When I was out there dating, when I was out there dating, I didn't realize I had a food addiction. But when I did, I accepted the fact that it ain't for somebody to understand. You have to control you. You can only control you. I have a food addiction. I can't expect the person who may be unaware of it to understand and be aware of it and change their entire life to suit me. It's not fair to them. So I have to be able to pick better. When you know you have certain addictions, when you know you have certain restrictions in your life, when you know you have certain things that you have expectations or whatever the case may be, your picker must be on. So if I meet a woman who loves McDonald's and she says, I love it, I don't find nothing wrong with it, she should not have to change her life to suit me. And it wouldn't be fair to her to give up and sacrifice something because she may resent me. So it's better if she go find somebody that says, oh, yo, you like McDonald's? I like the Happy Meal too. Yay, let's go out and have a McDonald's date. I can't do that with her. So it's sacrificing something is something I can't accept with somebody because that's not right. They're going to resent me. And if they're going to hold that sacrificing over my head. So I'd rather find somebody who is on the path of healthiness, on the path of trying to be healthy, than for me to go out and expect somebody to accept it, if that makes sense. All right. So, Nashida, we start with you. What you got over there?
I'm on the same wavelength. I kind of touched on that last night about having people, when they want to change for you to be with you, and that's just unrealistic because they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up, and if they've been doing that, all their life, and they're comfortable with that, just like you mentioned, they will grow to become resentful. They will, because they don't want to change. They're just doing it for you, and as soon as you do something that they don't like, then they're gonna throw it in your face. I'm like, oh, I did this for you. And they're like, no, you did that because you want to do it. But I appreciate you doing it, but I knew you couldn't keep it up. That's why at the beginning I said, let me bow out. And you didn't want that. And you wanted to push forward, and look where we are now. I've kind of been through that. So
I agree.
It's not a good thing. It's not.
I agree. I'd agree. Mental Rich, what you got on this?
Yeah, so I would say that the first thing that a lot of people fail to do is that they're not responsible for themselves. They don't hold themselves accountable, right? So we go into situations, and I just want to talk about manipulation. So we put all our stuff on people all at one time. So we give our full life story. We draw out a roadmap for people about our lives and expect them to accept all our bull crap, all our chaos. And so I always tell people that, it's like putting your business on social media without logging in. So basically, stop looking for people to take your crap. You have to be accountable for your actions. You have to be responsible for the things that you do and how you live. And you cannot get mad because someone is not accepting of your unhealthy lifestyle, your unhealthy ways, excuse me. So yeah, that's all I want to say.
I agree. Phenomenal. What you got?
I always say this to people, and the first time I said it, I got so much backlash for it. Stop giving out the handbook to your life to people and not expect them to do whatever they want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You gave it to them freely. You meet a man, and the first thing you do, first you start with what kind of food you like to eat, where you like to go, where you sleep at night, what kind of car you drive, what kind of underclothes you wear, and then you move from that and you start telling him about your income, what your likes and dislikes are. He don't even have to ask the questions. You open the book and you hand it to him or her.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I always say this, some things you take in stages, and a relationship is one of them. You have to have certain stages that you go through, because what's going to end up happening is that you're going to teach this person how to manipulate you. And then when they do, you're going to be mad. You cannot be mad.
Yeah.
You cannot be upset with them because you gave them the
manipulation is big.
Open to learn everything that they need to learn about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the book is closed, they don't know what else to do. So that's when the true face comes. The mask comes off, which is the book that you gave them, and now you're seeing who they really are. Now, if you did not give that book, the mask would have been off a long time ago. So be careful on how and when and where you give that handbook to who you are out, to whosoever you're dating. Because it can be the messy part of the relationship. How it starts, how your relationship starts has a lot to do and say about how it's going to continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we have to also realize too that there are men and women that prey on people who put themselves out there too fast. They seek these people out. So we open ourselves up to that manipulation.
Yeah.
We can't blame anybody else but ourselves.
I'm gonna say this. I said this earlier on the live, that it is so easy as you heal yourself. It is so easy to spot a manipulator. 100%. It's very easy. You can spot a manipulator by just asking right questions. And I don't think that people understand the seriousness of the times we live in, and particularly women. And men too. Well, no, I got to take that back. Both of us need to understand the times we live in. We don't live in those times where we can just frolic around and, let me go out on dates, and this person wants to go and take me out on a date. This person want to go do this, all these things. Mm-hmm. Them days are gone, because now we have people who are getting off on preying on you. as a man and a woman. Like, they get off on this. These people get off on doing these things and doing certain things. People are now, these men are getting off, and especially women who are accepting dates and stuff from people who are online. Imagine you online and you doing what you need to do, and this person is watching your content. And they've watched your content for so long. And now all of a sudden they want to shoot their shot. And I'm not saying all DMs are bad, but just think about that for a second. And now you all of a sudden, this person done got your phone number, your address. They're taking you out, and you don't know nothing about them. I just talked about the lady in Puerto Rico. She went out there, she was out there, she's talking about, I'm healing on my healing journey. And that was the last they ever heard from her.
Wow.
You see what I mean? Like, at some point, there has to be a level. I just talked about my man. He went out there, dude in DC. He just went out there, got a shorty on the DM, talking to her, chatting on her, make it seem like that she's concerned with him, doing all of these things that make her seem like she's a genuine person. He goes to the hotel. He was on some medication that interacted with the medication that they gave, that the drug they gave him. The drug him, and he died. You see what I mean? Like, we don't live in these times anymore. People are money grabbing now, man. You got $20, they ready to knock you upside your head these days. If they see you got likes on social media, they got a problem. We're living in the times, and it's not saying it's always going to be like that. But it amazes me how many women go out and go to different bars and stuff that they never been to and get drunk out of their damn mind around other women that they don't even know, that have no accountability to them. It amazes me how men do this too. If somebody could say, hey, yo, Joe, you did that when you was young. Absolutely, I did. 100% I did it. However, it was 50 of us going out. I never went out by myself. And if I was always strapped. And also, the times were different, man. It was real. People were getting, let's be real, people were getting real money. Dudes wasn't doing that to no women like that back then. And if there was, it wasn't this big. Dudes coming up missing. Women coming up missing. And we said, well, it's not me. It's never going to be me. It's never going, man, come on. You'll chase for the dollar. You'll chase for this. You'll chase for the fame. And you don't want the bag. You really don't want the bag. What you want is to look like you got the bag. Dudes out here getting got all the time. They go in the Dominican Republic. They think I know about that. I know, especially in Colombia. I don't know why no dude, and there's no disrespect to Colombia, but I don't know why no dude would play around in Colombia. I don't. They don't like us. But we go there and get got. I've been to Brazil. Brazil is treacherous. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to handle yourself. You let them women fool you if you want. And I'm gonna talk so deep about this when we get into the mental health, because it's ridiculous. The amount of manipulation that we see every day. And men and women, they careless. I had the dude yesterday. Talked to him for an hour yesterday after this. Oh, I'm dealing with this chick. You know, man, I was giving more money. I was giving her money. Then I married her. Where did you meet her? I went in her DM. How long you known her? I knew she was the one. God sent her to me. What? And I sit on the phone with this brother. Now she left you and she took all his stuff.
Wow.
All his stuff. Because he showed up as a man of desperation. This is the thing. He showed up as a man of desperation. He didn't work out. He didn't have a fitness body. He didn't eat right. He didn't whatever. He showed up as a man of desperation. And that desperation created an opportunity. This is what I'd say. Your desire will create an opportunity to get God. Your desire for that.
Mm-hmm.
And not being effective, like Kari said, leader, and understanding to mastering yourself to say, yo, I'm not going to do this. Yo, she got something going on. And manipulation is huge, but it can be seen, it can be exposed with the right questions. It's a manuscript. They don't unfollow that damn manuscript. So the question to everybody is, at Kari, I answer this for the men. Can manipulation be prevented for men?
Unfortunately, no. There will always be manipulation. Manipulation is a must-have. I mean, that's how the world is. That's how money's made right now. That's how we do things. It's a capitalist society. So, the thing is that a man has to have boundaries. He has and people. We have to get to a level of awareness. You know, not fear, because fear and awareness are two different things. So a lot of times we reach a fear and then we put up our boundaries, right? And those boundaries, they'll stick with us for a long time. But that's our gate. That's our gate. And, there's a difference between your boundaries and your, what's the other word here? Difference between your boundary. What'd you say? Standards. That's it. Difference between your boundaries and your standards, because your boundary is the gate. The standard is the color of the gate, how big the gate is, how thick it is, if it's computerized. That's a standard. But the gate, see, a lot of people, you'll hear people say, well, I put up boundaries so I can protect, the people on the outside, from or protect myself. I'm doing it to protect myself. I'm sorry. And it's like, really, if you still crumbling and you're a broken person and living in your darkness, your boundary is protecting other people from you. Your gate. It's like a construction yard, right? You can't go in the construction yard because something can fall on your head or hurt you. That's that boundary for that. But eventually a building's going to go up and they start taking boundaries down. People can come on. But the manipulation will always be there. It will never, ever leave the scene. Gaslighting is the worst manipulated thing that I see people do on a daily basis. When you understand what it is, you're not manipulated as much, but you can still be manipulated. I just had somebody try to do me. This is just what people do. It's hard to find people that don't manipulate you. When you do find them, hold on to them.
Yeah, that's true. I say that all the time. If you can find, and I'm gonna answer this question in a minute. You have to put yourself first. You don't understand. A lot of you give excessively too much of yourself. You give it freely. and you're expecting a person to value it. It's silly. It's silly. And that's the reason why a lot of people walk around in hurt and pain all the time. And then you go to the internet, and then the internet gives you narcissism. Now you're thinking that you just dated a narcissist. Well, all of a sudden now here you go. You got a definition. So you never gonna heal then. You never gonna process that shit then. You never gonna accept ownership then. And then when somebody says, well, do you got a degree behind your name? Well, I don't need a degree behind my name, nor is a narcissist. Well, you need one. You got to have something, you know? So, Nashida, what you got?
Repeat the beginning of the question again.
Like, as a woman, can manipulation be prevented?
I can agree with Kari. No, because even women do it to women. It wouldn't just be men to men. I mean, you got to think about it. Even with our parents, when we talk to them about whatever, and they're like, "Well, baby, if you would have just did this or did that or whatever, you know how that goes." And then you're like, "Okay," they run the guilt trip on you. That's gaslighting. That's manipulation. You get it in the house first.
Yeah,
so when people in the street do it to you, be like, you feel away, but you're like, okay, because you're used to it. It's just like it's become a part of life. It's terrible, but it's what it is. It's what it is, and you just have to be mindful when that happens. When a person starts doing it, you be like, okay, because that's what I do. I okay you to that. Me, I okay you to that. I be like, okay, yeah, rip, okay. All right. That's what I do when they start with that. And that's all you really can do, because you can't stop a person from their behaviors. The only thing you can do is change yourself and how you view it and how you accept it. You can get mad about it, and what's that's gonna solve? Nothing. So I don't even get mad about it. I just okay you to that.
Right. Phenomenal. What you got? Can manipulation be prevented as a woman?
It's just
majority of the manipulators that we have in our society nowadays are females.
We can't
hear you, Mom.
You hearing me now?
You're really low.
Really low.
I am?
Let me see. Hold on, I may can fix it from here. Because I think I can put your volume up. Somebody. Oh, I can.
Why?
Okay.
You can hear me better now?
Yes.
You guys can hear me better?
That's a little better.
So I said, no, it can't be stopped, because majority of the manipulators that we have nowadays in our society is females. And I know a lot of people are going to maybe push back on me saying that, but it's the truth. Because we teach it. That's how men knew about it in the first place. Because we started to open up that door for them to realize that they have been manipulated for so long. So, no. It would have to be controlled on our side first before it can be controlled anywhere else and on any other platform.
Yeah.
And I believe that most females don't want it to be controlled, because then they won't have what they would call nowadays the power to do what they want to do and say how they want to say it and be the way they want to be. That is why you have men on child support. That is why you have men feeling like they're less to nothing, because we know how to get into the minds. We know how to get to you mentally. If we want to do it, we're capable of doing it. So no, it can't be until we realize that we are doing it wrongfully and it is not right. It won't be controlled at all. So that's my answer.
Woo! Man. Mr. Rich, can manipulation be prevented?
Overall, I agree with everybody. I'm just going to keep my answer short and simple. Some of the important facts of understanding and recognizing manipulation is to understand it first, like I said, and then recognize it, and then also react. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what Phenomenal said. Women, we manipulate a lot. I used to do it. And one of the most dangerous tools that we use as women to manipulate men, can't even talk, I'm like dragging on my water, is through sex. We manipulate men through sex. We use our cookie to get what we want from men. And we think that's going to work. I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I haven't done it, but I know women who have. And, we think that, if we have sex with a man, that, we're going to keep him, he's going to stay. He's going to do things that, we want from him. So, yeah, I agree with Phenomenal. Women, we're powerful in this, we're powerful in a lot of things that we do, but we have a lot of issues that we need to overcome as women as well.
I agree. I'm going to say this. I 100% agree with Phenomenal and Mental Rich. I do. Here's the thing. Just because you were taught something, you don't have to enforce it. You don't. Just because I was taught how to manipulate. I was taught by a woman. My father taught me how to stand on it and never be a certain way. My grandmother taught me about how to stand as a man and never do that. Straight up. But let me tell you what my mother and my father and my my aunt, who's probably watching now, going to kill me. Sorry, auntie. Sorry, grandma, but I'm going to be real. Used to tell me female nature. No man ever taught me about women. It was women who taught me about women. My grandmother, my mother, and my aunts were the ones that would tell me about female nature. It is impossible for a man to learn, I'm not going to say impossible, about female nature from a man. I learned how to treat a woman from my father. That's straight up. But I didn't practice what he did. My father, I'm not going to go in there because my family's watching. But I taught myself. But my father was a stand-up dude. My grandmother was a stand-up dude. So I never really did stuff. So I always stood on my own. I never practiced it. Because one, I wasn't really good at it, right? But I seen it firsthand at the destruction of what it did. See, here's the thing. We always, in this society, we always love to tout the great. We say this, I'm going to use a medication. We let's say Z whatever, and they show you a commercial, people having good fun and frolicking around and all this other stuff, and then they tell you at the end of all the damn side effects that shit does. It's the same as life. We give all these wonderful things, girl, get the bag, get this and this, get this and that, but we don't tell you the dark side. Well, that stuff don't ever happen. Well, tell it to the people who it happened to. Tell it to the dude who just lost his life. Tell it to the woman we can't find. Tell it to the people. See, here's the thing. See, we all older. We all over the age of 40. We remember back in the day, we seen our tragedies. They were posted. This in today. Young lady was brutally murdered over here playing games. This and today, this happened.
Yeah.
You've seen it. Now it never happened. Just sweep it up under the rug. So in people's mind, they don't know this crap really, really freaking happens. Kari, I want Kari to say something to the brother. I got brother here watching, and I'm dead serious. I'm gonna go in later on about this, about how it is a ridiculous thing that happens in Florida, and I see dudes in Florida get taken all the time. I know men, 10 men right now that go to Florida and get taken. Right now. I can 10 men, pull them in here. Come in. Right now. But it don't get talked about. See, back in the day, y'all all remember, this stuff would be evening news. This in here, special report. It will be on the Washington Times. It will be on the Post. It will be here. They be like, no, we gotta expose this. You know, you gotta expose this. No, we gotta get this. This is news. Now it's like, we don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the dark side. Yeah, I'm telling you. Tell it. And Megan said something. What you say? Say it again, Megan.
Oh, I was saying that K. Michelle, the singer, has this show. I don't know the name of it, but it exposes the dark side of people and these glamorous lifestyles that they live. So it just basically exposes them. I would say 98% of the people that are featured on that show are women.
Yeah. We don't want to have this conversation because it is something that we do to try to manipulate the mind of people to think that this stuff don't happen. You joker running them DMs, you running in them DMs. Oh, girl, he want to send me money. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, girl, I'm gonna go out. Joe don't know what he talking about. I had my homegirl tell me, Joe don't know what he talking about. Bought me a candle today because I was right. I said, dude is a manipulator. So I need you to run me that candle. And I say this because we don't have these conversations. We so quick to search for love. I need healing. And then next thing you know, you get yourself, I gotta get healed. I don't know. Kari, help me, Kari. I can't breathe.
Oh my God, my stomach hurt.
Yeah, that's what we do. I hear him all the time.
He is not lying.
It's the truth, though.
I have men, they'll call me 2-3 o'clock in the morning, bawling. Oh, I can't make it. I can't function. I can't function. I hear it all the time.
I was on a phone call last night with the dude. How you get married, not even knowing the chick a year? Over some chick you met in DM, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, yo, so you bypassed the gym to go to the restaurant? You bypassed the personal trainer to go to do this? Did? I said, first question I asked, I'm gonna go here. I gotta say this. What did the doctor say your last doctor did? What does that got? I said, brother, what did the doctor say your last doctor visit? Everybody, yo, I just sent Kari a dude called Watson Fit. His words is way worse than me and Kari together.
Who is that?
His name is Watson Fit. Man, he come from penitentiary. He is
raw.
Straight. Nobody can touch him. Watson Fitz.
Okay.
Watson Fit. Huh?
If it's the person I'm thinking about, he's brutal. But I love him because he speaks facts.
He talked about, and you go see the one he talked about men. and talk about how it's our fault.
Okay.
How it's one, he talks about men, and it's our fault. That's why I told Kari he need to copyright his stuff, because how conveniently he was talking. It's a leadership problem. I'm gonna talk to him off of that. But he talked about this. How he said this. He said, if you, and I'm gonna paraphrase and I'm gonna go back. I know I got your question, I'm gonna come to it. He said something in his wisdom. He said, if you got tits and a belly and your son walking around like that, you's a fucking piece of shit.
Dang.
I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Real talk right there.
I'm gonna send it to you. He said, it's not your wife's responsibility, it's yours. It's not the mother's responsibility, it's yours. You are the leader of that boy. He said it. He was like, you are a piece of shit. He said, you know how it is flicking your thing. I sat there in tears because he was talking to me. That's why I got my son in the gym. That's why I sat there like that. Because I don't mind getting that accountability. Even if when a man I don't know, and he is brutal. Brutal. I'm talking about no holds barred. And he said it today. The problems we have can be blamed 100% on men's lack of ability to lead. I wonder where he got that from. Lack of ability to lead. So my question is this: to go on to the next question? Let me get your question. I'm sorry. Let me get your question. All right. Question is, what's the difference in dating a healthy and unhealthy person?
Healthy versus unhealthy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know who answered that question, but you slow. You remedial.
I'm not. I don't have no answer because it's constant.
You know what? Hey, say it one more time for me, Joe. I'm gonna answer that question.
What's the difference between dating a healthy and unhealthy person?
Okay.
I'm not answering that question.
Okay. The difference between dating a healthy person and an unhealthy person is your risk assessment skills. So you have no risk mitigation. So the way risk mitigation works is that you have to identify the risk. So if I identify somebody that's a risk to my lifestyle, my mental, I'm losing my words tonight.
Ability.
Y'all know what I say. My fortification, my mental fortification. If I identify you as a risk, then that's me being a leader of self. Okay. When I don't identify you as a risk, I am not trying to equip myself to be ready. So that person who doesn't do risk mitigation, because once I identify the risk, there's certain things with that risk you can avoid it, you can accept that risk, and you can mitigate it, and you can exploit it. And this is what I say often: people will exploit you as a risk. Let them. And you will exploit that person as a risk, trying to bring them into your bullcrap. So I think I answered that question. Look up risk mitigation. Because if you're not mitigating your risk, then you're a problem already. You are a problem for anybody.
I agree. Nashida, you want to tackle it?
Well, when it comes to dating someone unhealthy, this, like Kyrie says, a risk. I'm running a risk of becoming your caregiver, and I don't want to do that. Because you're going to come into the relationship with problems that I now have to fix. And as being your partner, you're going to expect that from me. So now I'm placing burden on myself. And I don't want to do that. I mean, we can't just hop up and just go. You know, I work remotely, so I can just go. I just pop up and go. So that means if, I want to just, like, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go meet for lunch or let's go, whatever we need to do. I don't want to have to change my lifestyle to accommodate you. I don't, and I know this is going to sound horrible. This is going to sound horrible. I'm trying to clean it up before I say it. You ever went to Disney World and then you have the line that everybody's going into, and then you have the other line where people are kind of wheeling in other people, not handicapped, but just wheeling in other people who are obviously unhealthy? Mm-hmm. How much fun are they really having?
I just seen that.
Who's having fun? Who's having fun? You can't really go to any of the rides. And if you want to go anywhere around the park, you're going to be on the little trolley thing. Then you're going to get tired. So that means no one's going to have a good time. So I'm going to, that's going to be a waste of $120-some per person. And then I'm going to be back and I'm going to be mad. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to want to go home because there's really no vacation.
Yep.
I had to take care of you and not have fun. And I'm the type of person, I want to get on all the rides. I want to do all the things. They got a bouncy house. I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm on it. I like trampoline parks. I like all the stuff. Yep. And I can't do that if you have serious health issues. Mm. I can't do that. But someone who is healthy, when I say, hey, let's go here, let's do this, let's go do that, then, if it's something that you like to do, then we can do it. And I know it won't be restrictions. I know I'm going to be able to have a good time. And especially if I'm taking it on. It's another thing if we were together and things happen. That's a different story. Yeah. That's a different story because life happens to all of us. But I have to choose. Yeah, I have to choose if I want to take that on. And you have, even if you're the person who is like that, is the unhealthy one, would you want to put that on someone else? And would that even be fair if this person is vibrant and they like to go? Not they just a house person and they enjoy just going to bingo and just going to casino and we take trips to Biloxi and go, whatever we doing out there, and that's all we do, then that's cool. That's a lifestyle for that person. But somebody such as myself who likes to go, I have a very active family. I have an active lifestyle. That is not going to work for me. Because like I said yesterday, I'm the person that I go to brunch, I'd be dressed up in a fascinator and glove, the whole shebang. But then I will turn around that same evening and go put on overalls and be at the paintball place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going at it and having a good time, rolling, acting like I'm back in the field, like I was in the military. That's me. And if you don't have that type of lifestyle, if you want healthy, you can't do none of that stuff with me. And after a while, I'm going to be like, and then that's going to make me sad because I can't do the stuff that I want to do. And that's not fair to me. And it's not fair to you because I'm going to put pressure on you to do these things that you cannot do. So those are the differences to me.
Mr. Rich, you want to tackle it?
What was the question? It was the question between.
What's the difference between unhealthy and healthy?
Yeah, like Nashida and Kyrie said, is a risk, right? So, I just don't want to be a caregiver. When I was asked to be a caregiver for my mom, I passed on it. So I don't want to be, if I have to pass on be a caregiver for my mom, I don't want to be a caregiver for a man. I don't want to wake up every hour and say, come on, John, take your blood pressure medicine. And then an hour later, let me give you a shot in your belly for your diabetes. And an hour later, take your heart medication. And then like, you're just like, you're exhausted. I live a healthy lifestyle. I wake up, I make a lot of sacrifices, to make healthy. I get up at 3:30 every morning to go to the gym at 4:30. That's a sacrifice I'm making. I can stay in my bed. I'm tired. I do a lot of stuff during the day, right? So it's a sacrifice that I'm making in order to live a full life. So I'm 80, 90, 100 years old. And I just don't want anyone that doesn't care about themselves, because when you're in a situation so where like you're obese, you're not eating healthy, you don't care about your life, that means that you don't love yourself. And so basically, I just don't want to deal with somebody like that. And I made this comment. I'm gonna make it again, and I know somebody's gonna be mad at me if they're in here or not. But I do not want a human rocking chair. Meaning
I
that
saw that comment. I'll wait for
Yeah.
you to say something.
I don't want a human rocking chair. I don't want a man who has to rock back and forth to get up out of off the chair or whatever we may be. If you got to rock back and forth 3 or 4 times, you fat. So you need to go to the gym and lose some weight and eat better. It's just that simple.
I agree. All right, next the question. Kari, he said, is it a double standard for men, obese men and women? I think that's what he's trying to say. Over women.
Say it again.
He said, isn't it a double standard for obese women than men?
Oh, double standard. Oh.
It's a double standard. I'm assuming. Let me know if this is what you mean. He's basically saying women are considered thick, men are considered fat. I'm assuming.
Okay. Let me see if he's saying that. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, that's what. Hold on. He said yes, right. Yeah, he said, is it considered a double standard?
Okay, so, all right. This is the deal. When you go to the hospital, they call you obese and morbidly obese. Okay, there's a classification, and the sad part is fat used to kind of be kind. When I went into the medical field and found out the word obese, I never wanted to be called that. That's like rude to me. Now, people won't accept fat. Now, I see women and man, generally speaking, okay, women are out here and you're listening to other women that are unhealthy. I see. I hang around beauty salons whenever I can. If they let me in, I just sit there and just listen to the things they say, and they'll tell the thin woman, the woman that's in shape or healthy, you need to put on some weight, girl. You're not big enough. Let me tell you, curvy is not a healthy. It's not in the medical dictionary. Curvy describes streets in Italy. Okay, that's curvy. That's round. All right, it's a difference. Now, there's another thing. Waist trainers. If it doesn't come with a human, it's not a trainer. Okay. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know, when y'all put these, they call, you can look this up, they were called corsets since the beginning of when they were made, corsets. Okay?
Yeah, corset.
And what happens is you're starting to reshape your body and your bone structure around your ribs and your organ structure. So when you get older, if you get sick, you're gonna die. They can't work with you.
Yeah.
I need you guys to understand what you're doing to your body. You have women, and down here in Florida, man, everybody want a booty and some boobies.
Yeah.
And they will put anything. You can Google this. They putting anything in their body. And coming up with freaking concrete in your butt. This is real out here.
Yeah.
The double standard, and bro, I'm not gonna give it just to the women. Because dudes think it's a double standard too. I can't, I am really astonished. It fascinates the stuff out of me. Because big men will walk around. It's like once you get to an overweight size, you just say, man, F it. You walk around, no shirt on, everything. I'm like, ew. I'm like, ew. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, but we big men, we men with these big ass stomachs and stuff, we can walk around thinking we're gonna get a woman without one.
I agree.
Child, please. And I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna be freaking real. The only way that happens is if your account bigger than your belly.
That's facts.
You can't be out here like that, man. And when you get your body in shape, you out here big ass dudes. Your legs ain't about crap. Can't stand on 1 foot longer than 1 or 2 seconds.
That's right.
Can't bend over. Can't squat. If you fall, you falling over. And I'm gonna tell you, I was big. I've been big 3 times. So Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, and that joker just kept freaking rolling.
Mm-hmm.
This the shit that people you gotta be told what's up, bro. Now if you sitting there, I hope if you sitting there, we on this workout challenge, we talking about food, we doing this thing. If you sitting there and you look down and you looking at a belly, then you a manipulator of that question. You just showed me that you a manipulator. Because you want somebody to accept that mess. They don't have to.
Yeah.
Just like women, men don't have to accept you either being curvy. Because it's called obese. I'm not. I had one lady come on, she said, well, Calorie, are you body shaming? I was like, how can I body shame if the doctor calls you obese? I used to do women that did the gastric bypass. I did this their whole treatment after. Every single patient took a year to recover.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one. And they ate through their thing, skin hanging everywhere. Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah.
Men, stop. Because you look nasty. Your feet look nasty. Your hands look nasty. You don't wash your butt. You don't get in the crevices. You smell like corn juice and that green shit that come out the garbage can in New York, in Brooklyn.
In the summertime.
In the summertime.
And
where the rats walk by and be like, damn. Stop doing that. Stop thinking that you can be a boy when it's time for you to be a man. Boys can go around having musky ass arms and funky breath. Men can't.
Men can't.
Take care of your teeth. Take care of your shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I went a little deep.
I want to add to it. I think men also need to realize that, when we think of men's health, a lot of men, they don't go to the doctor anyway, right? So
most men don't.
Most men, but as you start to gain weight, a lot of men start to form, breasts, in the chest area. They start to form like real breasts in the chest area. And you have to be mindful of that as well, because men do get breast cancer.
I just said that.
Yeah, men get breast cancer. I just had a friend who her dad died a couple of years ago from breast cancer. So we have to also be mindful of that too. So that's another health risk that men are opening women up to is a possible breast cancer scare. So that's another thing as well.
I gotta say this. Here's my thing, and I'm gonna try my hardest. People say I'm harsh, but I don't care. There is, when you are a man, if the Bible, let me put it to you like this. Kari said something. He said something that made me think. And we was on the phone, and he said, in the Bible, there's a scripture that says, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I act like a child, but when I became a man, I threw away childish things. If that scripture was written over 10,000 years ago,
yeah,
I want you to and go with me, people. Just go with me. If that scripture was written over 10,000 years ago. Why in 2022 are you asking that fucking question? Why is there a damn double standard? But why is men and the difference between an obese woman and an obese man? The answer is it's your body. It's you. Let me tell you something. I could easily blame my overweightness. I can blame all my unhealthiness. I can blame all of it on my ex-wife. I can most certainly pick it out of the freaking hat and 100% said, it's your fault. 100%. I don't, because it's not her fault. Her overweightness, and this is going to hurt some men's feelings, her overweightness is my fault. My son overweightness, my fault. My son's health issues, if he have them, my fault. For you remedial people in the back, what I'm saying is, I'm the leader of the fucking family. It's always my fault. Healing and accountability, my fault. Even though Nasheeda's there, my fault. Purpose and resilience, boss ladies up here, still my fault. The key to everything in life is to take accountability for who you are. And as a man, and say, no, I'm standing up. Because that is when you can be able to pay the old thing. I pay the cost to be the boss. James Brown said it. I pay the cost to be the boss. Pay the cost. Pay the cost. Your wife want to walk around like that. That's cool, man. It's your fault. Your fault. Men, as men, I just said this to dude yesterday. I said, listen, man, you dated out of desperation. That means that you created an opportunity for somebody to use your desperation to fuck you over. And that's not their fault. That's yours. You can't call the cops on that. That's your fault. Your unhealthiness sends a message out here to the world of how you treat yourself. That's not no one's fault. That's yours. As a man, listen to me. As a man, it's always your fault. Let me tell you, let me bring it home for the people, the non-military people in the fucking back. When you go, first sergeant says, hey, such and such, there's a problem over here. And this soldier over here did this problem. Whose platoon sergeant is this? Am I lying? And goes choose out the platoon sergeant. So let's take it all the way up to the sergeant major come back. Yo, there's a problem over here. This soldier right here. Whose first sergeant is this? There's a problem, first sergeant. First sergeant, we got a problem. Whose platoon sergeant is this? Platoon sergeant, we got a problem. Whose fucking squad leader is this?
Wow.
Yep.
Hey Joe, can I take it? Can I take that from you for a second?
Yes, sir.
When the president calls, he says, whose fort is this? Who's the general over this? And it could be over one soldier.
One.
I work for generals.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay. I know this to be true, what he's saying.
And this is why I tell
childish
y'all,
leadership.
when I say this, you got a greater responsibility than you can possibly imagine. And one of them is not complaining. One of them is not complaining. If there's a problem in your marriage, it's your fault. Where's a problem in anything, it's your fault. So if that's the case, you might as well do right. Go get your checkups, man. Go lift weights, work out. So then if it's going to be your fault, that obviously means, you fucking simpleton, that you also reap the rewards. Oh, I pay the cost to be the boss, then I might as well do what Kari said. I could do some risk assessment. I could go do some of this over here. I don't have to, I ain't got to do this. Oh, no, I don't got to deal with that person over here. Then why would you pick something at the end of the day that is going to be your fault if it mess up? I'd rather say, nah, I'm not dating you. I'm not dating you.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing it. You must understand that as a man. So there's not, to me, yes, it is a double standard, but it doesn't matter. Women are women and men are men. They get benefits, we get benefits. It ain't got nothing to do with, I don't think it has anything to do with a double standard. I have everything to do with there's certain things that women can do that men don't. Men can't. There's certain benefits that women can get and men can't. You don't believe me? There is what people don't talk about, and I'm going off on a tangent. It's pretty women standards inside women's camp.
Mm-hmm.
No one talks about that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty women standard. No one talks about the difference of how these certain women get picked, get certain privileges that other people talk about. Nobody will never talk about that.
Wow.
That's why you see women, that's why I'm gonna expose some shit. That's why you see a lot of women don't support other women. They do it in front of everybody else, and they just now expose the WNBA. Why? Why is it a big thing? It's because everybody now wants to know, where's you people? Because what? Bill Burr exposed them. He's okay, well, why is the WNBA not fill the locker rooms or the seats in the arena for everybody?
Yeah.
Because women do that. They don't support each other. They do it in front of everybody. But it's, girl, I would. Girl power. Girl, blah, blah, blah. Girl, yeah, girl, I got you. I'm going to support you. Girl, have you seen her shoes? You see how she look? Yeah, you see how you see
That's
her?
terrible.
Yeah, you know what they be doing? They be having these women empowerment events and be mean girls in real life.
Exactly. Straight mean.
Well, if you look at how this works, you as a person, you are a company. You have to look at what you are. You are the CEO of your company.
Nita.
You're the CEO of your company. But if you operate your company under childish leadership, you will get childish results.
Amen.
I agree. Nashida, is there a double standard? Male and obese men and obese women?
From my viewpoint, I think it's a double standard because men, and I'm a woman, some men feel like they can look any kind of way as long as they got a bag and get a woman and have all these standards and all these requirements and all this stuff. And you have to take so much crap off of them, even if you got your own. And you be like, dude, I don't have to put up with you. I know that's what you used to, but you're not going to do that over here because I don't need you for nothing. Not like that. I woke you, but I don't need you. And I don't have to take crap off of you, and accept you any kind of way just because you say you like me. I don't have to do that. And then a lot of dudes feel that they're entitled just because I say I like you and I got a bag, that means I'm entitled. You're supposed to like me back. I don't have to like you back. I don't have to like you back. I don't have to be with you. I don't have to do nothing. So to me, that's what I see the double standard at. And these same men will be bashing women and treating women all types of ways. And they feel like they can do so because they got money, but they're unhealthy. They're the same ones you look around and you see the chick, a baddie, whatever, she reeling them out the hospital or wheeling them into dialysis and all these other stuff going on because he's not even trying to take care of himself because he feel like he doesn't have to because he got a bag. So I think it's a double standard when it comes to that.
Hey, you know what, Nashida? My dad's 88 years old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of his friends he's the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
Now every woman, I know 4 90-something-year-old women. One was 102.
Mm-hmm.
All of them had 4 husbands. 4.
Wow.
Now I want to let men know. Do you really think you can outbeat this? I mean, we have there's a proof in the pudding, man. We don't go look at these old people and see a picture of our future self. That's why I talk about future self all the time, because I had to sit there with old people. I got a big picture of me sitting with all those old cats and walking around the mall with old cats that are lonely with cat kids and puppy kids. Okay? Grown men with cat kids. Men. I didn't say women.
Yeah.
So peep game. Look at your future you. It's real. And you won't ask those. Your question is so like Purpose say, remedial, man. It's like it's backwards. It's no double standard. You are your standard.
Right.
It's how you want your gate. And is my gate gonna be strong, gold, brick, computerized? How's my gate gonna be? It doesn't matter. You are your standard. You call somebody else and look at what they're thinking, then you are your opinion. You just giving me your opinion is useless. You know what they say about those?
Exactly. Everybody got one. Yeah. I mean, but I agree, Kyrie, because it's a responsibility, and I see a lot of men old and sick. I used to work in nurse facilities and things like that, and believe it or not, a lot of people think there's more women in the facilities. Actually, more men in the facilities. The women actually get brought home by their families. The men are in there alone and sick, and no one wants to be bothered with them because they treated everybody like crap as they got older, didn't want to take care of themselves, and then they want people to feel sorry for them at the end. I've even seen some still treat their family like crap, and you're in a terrible position, and you still cussing out your children and stuff. Like, and I used to be very frank when I was like, I'd be like, look, sir, they don't have to come here. They don't have to come here. They do not have to come here. And I was like, and if it was me, I wouldn't come here to see you because look how you treat people. Look how you treat the people here in the facility. You treat people any kind of way because you just been entitled all your life because everybody in your life been submissive to you. And they were wrong for that because now look at where you are.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? You have to hold, when it comes to certain stuff, we have to hold ourselves accountable as well, because when it comes to that bad word submissiveness, it can be very bad word, because when you allow a person to do things and you make them feel entitled, and then when you leave, like we had a thing in class one time, Joe talked about, he was like, your standards might be here, and then you brought the person up to you, and then they leave, and now they can't maintain that because the only reason they were there because you put them there. Now they're falling, their life is in shambles because now they can't maintain that life. So it's the same thing. You done made this person feel like they omnipotent, and that they don't have to be accountable for their action because you chose to be submissive to them and let them just do what they want. And then when the real world catch up with them, nobody wants to deal with them. Nobody wants to deal with them, not even their own offspring, because of the way they act. And whose fault is that? It is that person who was there with them the whole time, contributing to the behaviors. Enabling the behaviors.
Yep.
So, as women and children who do this to their parents, we need to be accountable for how people act. So when we see certain stuff, you just got to shut it down. You're like, you know what? I love you, but I'm going to love you from over there because you're doing the most.
I agree. I
Amen.
agree.
Yep.
Phenomenal. What you got? Is it a double standard? Kari ain't gonna like the next question.
You're on mute.
You don't, yeah.
You on mute?
You're on mute.
Are you? Yeah, you on mute.
It's a double standard in so many ways because, whew, oh Lord, them ladies not gonna like me tonight. Oh Jesus, take the wheel. Thank you, Jesus. I'll find the words.
Tell them pray about it.
But here's how it started out. A woman, most females used to have this saying, if my man don't have meat on his bones, I don't want him. Men started to put weight on. Females started to go do surgery. Men started to not want females if they don't have a tiny waist and a big butt. So everybody wants to look like plastic. While most females still prefer a man to have some meat on his bones. She want that cushion. Now men are figuring out that, hey, I want to look toned, and I can't look toned by going to do surgery, so I gotta go work out. And then men stop liking these females who are going to turn themselves into something that they're not. So it's like, as we evolve, everything just turns around. Now I am hearing, I want a natural body woman. I don't want a woman who's been underneath the knife.
Yeah.
And now women are saying, I don't want no meat or no bones. I want my man to look toned and he gotta look buff and he has to be this and they don't like what they call it, dad bodies. The dad. I don't want no dad bodies no more. I don't want the stomach. I want my man to look sexy with a gray beard and he gotta have this and he gotta have that. But for me, the standards shift around so much because we refuse to live in our own world. We want to live in the world that exists in everyone else's mind.
Mm.
When are we going to think for ourselves as what we really want and not what my friend is going to think looks good so I can be in the crowd? Because that's what it is. That's how it started. Everybody wants that person who is going to be, oh my God, your husband is so hot. My man does not have to look good for everybody else. That's why he's my man and not everybody else's own.
Boom.
And we have to understand that standards,
Welcome to the podcast.
Have to be everyone else's standard. It don't work like that. And I said this before, I think I said this last night. Be comfortable standing on the outside of the crowd and look in more than wanting to be a part of the crowd. Because and it goes back to health. We don't look at the health risk that we take on ourselves just by trying to live up to everyday standards. We don't. It's a risk. Who is looking at it? Nobody is. Like Kari said earlier, these corsets, they shrink you down to where you don't belong. Then when you get older, half of your body bending one way, the other half bending the other way, and then you expect whosoever is with you to stay with you because they made you do it. No, you made yourself do it. So of course there's a double standard on so many levels. But who is really going to get up and say it?
Mm-hmm.
How many of us are willing to get up and say there is one, and what are we going to do about it? And if you do say it, they're going to not like me for it.
Amen.
But that's it.
Hey, what's everybody that tuned in? The question is there a double standard between obese men and obese women? That's the question today. All right, we're going to give this one here. This one is Kari. Kari, panel, welcome. Thank you, Purpose, Kari, and the panel. I have a question. I know, but what if you don't know? I'm not answering. I'm not. Rewrite that. Nope. Nope. Rewrite that. Next question.
No gracias. No gracias.
He said, rewrite that.
Rewrite that. Not doing that. You're a grown
Repeat.
man. You shouldn't speak like that.
Oh Lord.
Nope. And I'm a special ed student. I grew up in special ed, and if I can't figure that out, that's something. That's if I can't figure it out, and I mean, I didn't start reading until I was 21. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that, man. You're a grown man. You're a grown man, and you writing like that? No. I won't support. I won't. I'm not gonna give you obtuse thinking. You use a trapezoid thinking. That's what you are, and I ain't doing it. I'm not going out there with that freaking rectangle thinking like that. Nah, man, you ain't rewrite that. I'm going to the next one. So in the dating market today, how can one navigate here properly to be successful, to find a successful partner and mate as a man or woman? Now, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying, man, it's terrible. I'm not writing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get you out of my messenger. Let me get you out of here.
Repeat that question again, Drew.
Basically, she asking how can, she said, in the dating market today, how can one be successful in basically finding someone, like creating standards and creating rules to basically find someone and successful? She said, it seems like we talk too much. Okay, hold on, lady. You just typing it now, and then you done got my attention. That's why I don't be like, I ain't doing this now. I'm not doing the whole messenger thing again. She said, seems like we talk a lot about the negatives, but what about the positive? I agree with that. But today is the negative, so we can be able to talk about it, so we can get these questions out here. Okay, he says, I'm sorry, I apologize. I got fat fingers. Then you need to do something about it. Get to the gym. Do some finger exercises or something, man. Fingers ain't got nothing to do with your comprehension.
Got some sauna gloves.
Yeah.
Can I go first on this one, Joe?
Yes.
First, there's more negative than there's positive nowadays when it comes on to dating.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first thing. And that is why we have to speak more about the negative, because we're trying to show people all those negative things. Because if it's positive, we don't really need to talk about the positive things that are happening, because that is good. We need to speak about the negative ones that are happening now, so you guys can see what needs to be done. Like, this needs to get fixed, because this is like 85% majority. And second, oh my God. Take the wheel back. Please don't let me say you hate that. Joe, repeat the first part of that question again, because I want to make sure I got it properly.
She said basically, okay, that was the other one. She said in the modern day, basically she's saying what standards or what tips are for her to be able to, hold on, that's not her question. I'm sorry. That's the next question. What tips that she can be able, it's the same thing. It's tips that she can be able to be successful in the modern day dating. It seems like we talk more about the negative than the positive.
Okay. You want us to give you tips on how to date? That means you're not ready for the dating room. I'm going to say that to you as a grown woman, because you have to, I don't know who you are, and you have to know yourself. So if you're not confident in yourself to know exactly what you're looking for or what your standards are, I can't tell you where to put your standards. What I can tell you, though, is don't go out there as an open book telling these men everything that you want and what you don't want, and think that they're not going to use it against you. Dating is like going to court. Be careful what you say and how you say it. Be careful what you do and how you do it. because it will be used against you.
I agree.
I gotta say.
Yeah. I agree.
Nashida, what you got? You want to shut it out in 15 minutes?
All right. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. And what I mean by being true to yourself, you already supposed to know what you want and what you don't want going into any relation, not just dating, any relation, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's whatever. You need to know what you want, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate, because again, just like we spoke last night, when we do stuff that is against us putting ourselves first or against who we are, we feel a way. Some people be angry, some people get anxious, some people have anxiety. I myself get physically ill. I get headaches, I get stomach aches. And when you start feeling that, having conversation with people, if it doesn't just flow, let it go. Because once you start talking to a person, it's like pulling teeth, then that person's not for you. Mm-hmm. If every time y'all speak is like it's a battle, then that person's not for you. Mm-hmm. Because it's supposed to be easy. Anything that God sends to you, people think it's a challenge. It's not. It's easy. God say, my yoke is easy. My burden is light. So why would you want a challenge and have to fight with something when it comes to any type of love? You don't want to do that. You shouldn't have to do it. It's supposed to be easy. Just like when you pray and you ask God, okay, what career path do you want me on? And it's like when you accept what it is, it's like the door is just open. And it's so fluid, it's so easy. Everything in your life just aligns. But when it's against that, it's like it's constant turbulence. It's just saying, like danger, Will Robinson, danger. You got to pay attention to that. And if you know yourself, you're going to know that when you get out here in the dating world, and you're going to know how to navigate that. So when you meet someone, you should be able to use your discernment to determine if you want to move forward. Don't become a victim, because you will. Just like myself, I no longer do dating apps. I tried it for a minute and I almost got myself raped. No, seriously, in my own house. Wow. In my own house. Being nice. I'm like, oh, it's been like a nice friend. I've been talking to him for months, even though I said I didn't really like him. But over months, just conversations. And then the one day, I actually let you come pick me up and take me out and try to rape me. So you have to be very, very careful with people. And this was somebody who I knew, I didn't know there was this going to be that terrible, but I knew my senses was tingling about this person. And I was right. So you just have to be very, very careful with people and not ignore it. And a lot of times when we go out here in this dating world, we're still hurt and we're still traumatized. We tend to turn that off because we're like, oh, maybe because I'm jaded and maybe because of this and maybe I'm feeling away because all this stuff happening and I'm pushing my older experiences on this person and they don't deserve that, when we should have still been listening. Because if I would have listened to myself and not thinking that, maybe I'm just jaded and all that. No, I was right. And we have to listen to ourselves. We have to pay attention to what our inner self, because we know what's best for us. We know we feeling is real, and we have to stop ignoring it. Men and women do the same things. That's why bad things happen.
I'm so glad you said that, because everybody gets mad at me. Mm-hmm. And the next segment, no disrespect to what's name, I'm not going to answer, no disrespect to y'all. Let me say this to everybody in my thing. I'm about to close out my Kari's thing. We will talk about. We'll answer your questions. You go to Kari's Corner on TikTok. We'll come there. We answer the rest of the question if you want. You can put them in there if you like. But I want to talk about dating safety for a minute. I want to talk about dating safety. Hold on. I got feedback.
Oh, that's me.
You do this. Can you hear me? Okay. Mm-hmm. Come back out. Let me go.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's what's next. But anyway, after that, I want to talk about dating safety, because a lot of people think that when I'm talking, or when me and Kari are talking about this, I'm not going to say her name. I love her. Kari loves her. We talk about flirting and all this. I'm not a proponent to women flirting. I'm not a proponent for women flirting. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I am not that. Unless you, and the only time it is when there is a absolute zero danger. That's it. You got your girlfriends, you got a homeboy, everybody, you got your strap. Dude, say something, you ain't drinking nothing. I mean, you 100% covered. I am not a proponent for it. I'm not. I'm not a proponent for women dating. I mean, flirting. So I want to say this. I'm going to let y'all finish the other. I'm going to let Mental Rich go. But after Mental Rich, we're going to spend some time talking about dating safety. Because, like I said, people get mad at me and my homegirl, my friend, when we talk about the darkness of the things. And they say, oh, Joe, you too paranoid. Oh, no, I'm not paranoid enough. And you can't tell me that because this shit goddamn be happening, man. It be happening. And if we're not, like I said, dude lost his life. He lost his life trying to chase some ass. Trying to chase some ass. Straight up, lost his life. This ain't no game. They still trying to find that chick in Puerto Rico. People play games. People lost their life, man. But when I come and I say this, and I come and I try to be this type of person, people look at me and they think that I'm jiving and all, you just being, you being, too rigid. No, motherfucker, I'm not rigid enough. I've been that dude. I mean, I could tell you a story, right? Let me tell you something. I'm out there doing my thing, and I'm out here doing my thing, doing my ones and twos. I meet this girl, bad. We chopping it up. She flirting with me. I'm talking to her and whatever, right? So we exchanged numbers. We talking for a couple of weeks. She was like, hey, yo, come and pick me up and let's hang out. I said, you know what? Deal. I get off work early. I go. This is how I knew it was God. On my way there was no traffic going into DC. It is never like that around that time. Usually I was going to rush hour. So I got to her house about 30 minutes early. I'd never text, because I was kind of confused. If anybody knows, she lived off at that time. I ain't gonna say where she lived, but I'm about to say it was a rough part of DC. Mm-hmm. So then I go, and they were setting up for me to come. So then she was like, hey, turn the corner. She didn't know I was already on the corner sitting in my car waiting for the time, right? The dude was gonna get me up out of here. He was gonna blast me up out of here and then take the car. So he gets to the car, he gets on the corner waiting for me to turn. And she was like, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I said, I'm about to turn the corner. I'm about to turn the corner. And he was sitting there waiting. He put his hood on, was about to let it go. Let it go. I sat back, I looked in the rear view, I seen everything, and I pulled off. I pulled off. That happens a lot. A lot. They do shit like that. But we sit here on these dating apps. I don't rock nobody's dating apps. I don't go over there. I don't do none of that stuff. But we do not practice dating safety enough to be able to understand. I'd rather you go to a club before you go to these apps. You don't know who you talking. I don't trust none of these suckers. But to close it out, Mr. Rich, what you got on the other top?
What was the question again?
I done forgot now.
Oh, like no, I think it was dating or something about dating, but
Yeah,
you know,
dating successful.
yeah, I mean, for me, it's important. I've learned this over the last couple of months. So you have to vet properly, right? You have to, when those dark yellow flags are suspicious, they're going to turn into red flags, right? I'm a person that used to do a background check on people. I mean, I used to do background checks and I stopped because I was like, that's a violation of somebody's privacy, right? But it's important. I'm a Christian, and so I always ask God, if a person is not for me, take this person out my life immediately. So basically, I give it 72 hours, and so if they're done, if they're gone, however that looks in 72 hours, that person wasn't for me. But basically, I would just say make sure that you vet properly when you're starting to date. Make sure that you're properly healed when you're starting to date, because a lot of people out here are placing their triggers out on other people from past relationships, and that's not fair to that person, right? Um, so just get to know somebody. Take it slow. Don't be in a rush, to run to the altar or be in a relationship. You just want to make sure that you vet that person properly. And I'm talking about myself because I've done it. I didn't vet a person before and it ended up horribly. And learn my lesson, held myself accountable. So I'm speaking for myself as well.
Let me tell you something, man. Sometimes I be thinking, y'all women blind. Y'all getting y'all broken state, man. Y'all need lens crafters. I'll be serious. My homegirl like that. My homegirl, that dude came out, man. I said, yo, he came to pick her up. I said, what the fuck is this? What is this? Whose man is this? He's like, damn, man, you got a potty mouth. I said, man, you're in my house. You're in front of my house. And then I said, you ain't gonna get out the door, open the door for her or nothing? Just alone. I'm not. She know how I am. My sister know how I am. But she come and that's the thing I tell women: have a male figure, have a male somebody that you trust. Because when they use my house, right? When she uses my house and stuff, I'm coming out with my strap. I'm letting him know I'm gonna blast you. I do that. It's an added level of security. See, here's the thing what women got to realize. Mm-hmm. Men know that there is a threat of violence between each other. So because we have a threat of violence, it keeps us in a certain way. And so we know if you go get a certain way, get out of pocket, I may put my hands on. So when we know that, we respect each other. Like, yo, man, this is a big dude, man. Akari over there, man. That joker can throw something. He may throw something at me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm going to go. I'm like, hey, what's up, sir? I'll have her home by 11, because he know. You know what I'm saying? He said, this motherfucker came out with a gun. He looked at me. He said, did he just come out? Like, what's going on? Right? So we have to practice dating safety. Like, we got to be serious, man. And these apps, they ain't the way to go. They're not the way to go at all. So, Kari, how can, in 2022, can we as men and women be safer in the dating market today?
All right. You become safer by knowing how nasty and evil you are. All right. You don't even know yourself, so you being out in the streets, you don't even know what's out there. Right? So first you got to know you before you get out there. Get you some knowledge behind yourself. Number one, this world it's a lot different than what we came up in my generation with. We didn't even have cell phones. We just rolled out on payphones. So these particular things, even the children, we left the house in the morning, came back before the street lights came on. That was the alarm system. But now you have applications, and you have this internet. So if I could give some tips, because I still, regardless of the fact, know yourself first, then know what you're gonna be compatible with. Because you don't even need to go outside of uh book FaceTime, whatever it is, Facebook time, what you know what I'm talking about. You don't even have to leave that. You see the person, you get on Duo or whatever you need to get on it, and you look in their face. You know, if you want to get real gangster, tell them to look around their house. Because they might look around their house and all you see is a few cats, puppy kits, you know, and shit like that. A nasty ass house. You might not want to be a part of that. So I don't even need to date you.
Right.
So know what you want first. Know what you're compatible with, and know your evil self. Because if you don't know your evil self, you're gonna get out here, start dating somebody, and then you don't have control of your evil self, and you're gonna get left again, and again, and again. This is the cycle of not knowing how messed up you are. Now people tell you go get therapy, go get this, go get that. Hey, go do whatever the hell you gotta do. But figure out that who you are. Know how to date yourself. I take my dude out all the time. My dude costs half price. When we get into bed together, when I put the cover on me, my dude does not take the cover off me. Okay? My dude leaves with me on time, so I don't have to pay for any drinks or nothing. Take your dude out. Take yourself out. Learn how to do you. Yeah, people worried about all this dating. How do I date somebody here? How do I date? You don't even know how to date your damn self. You'll probably find out that you're in real shitty company because you spending time with yourself. And then you'll realize how shitty your company is with other people. And why your rotation keeps happening. I'm just, it's a piece of this that's like, when do you get self-control over your stuff and stop worrying about other people's things? Stop worrying about dating, because when I hear that, you know, these kind of phrases like, how do I date? How do I do this? I'm like, dang, man, your compatibility, your leadership of self is still in, you know, pieces of you still contain a childish format sometimes. Childish leadership. And you got to build that self up the way it's like, I'm not going out to date. I'm going to find a companion when I'm outside, and I don't have to go out to do it. I have built me up enough to where I attract that. There's a difference. I'm telling you, when you get your life right, you just start attracting the right stuff in your life. You can scientifically look this up. You vibe at a lower level, lower frequency. A lower frequency, that means you less noisy. Think about things like that. Google it. But I'm gonna be clean. We got to get up out of here. Let's dirty this. Let's break this down.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna put it to you like this for men. Get off those apps, man. Get out in the real world. Get off those apps, yo. I know they're success stories, but for every success story, there's 1,000 horror ones. And there's so many other things. I've heard countless of women that deal with the same thing that Nashida did. Let me explain something to y'all ladies. And I need y'all ladies to get this shit through y'all head. If a person can act, they can act for a long fucking time. And that's for men too. Kari, when we talking to men's in the men's month, we need to really go deep to tell men how bad they get it. They get it got a lot. I could tell you stories of Brazil. Men talking to a chick in Brazil and fall in love with her and go to Brazil and don't come back.
Mm.
And ain't nobody looking for them. Ain't nobody looking for them. Being real. I could tell you countless of women that go to Africa, don't come back.
Mm.
It's all over there. Go to humantrafficking.com. You see it? .org or .gov, one of them. Go look at them numbers.
40 million. 21 to
Go look
40
at
million people missing, men and women and children. Men, women, and children.
It's no joke. Go look for yourself. Go take, there is a lady, it was a lady I went when I spoke in South Carolina. She was speaking about it. There is a lady, she was talking about the number one thing they get people on is dating apps.
Very easy.
Dating apps. So I'm asking for each and every one as we close this out. Think. And they said it. Are you available to date? Are you ready to date? What did I always tell them in the thing? A lot of us, when we're at our lowest point, that's when we want to be broken. We're broken with this and we're destroyed. So all of a sudden, what we want comfort. We want companionship. We want this. We want that in a broken state. My homegirl, man, she killed me, but I got to tell a story. My homegirl, man, her husband died. Husband passed away. I said, yo, you not ready to date? She's like, no, Joe, I'm ready. I said, yo, you not ready to date. She went out there and dated the dude, damn near killed her, man. Had my family out there go look for that dude.
Yep.
You see what I mean? Because in your broken state, yo, you'll fall for the finesse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You only should be dating at the highest part of your life. The highest point of self-awareness. It should never be on the bottom. I know that for a fact. I could have been taken out of here. It's no joke. We got to learn how to move. We got to be serious. And as we get older, we are even more of a target. Because women, like I tell women, you want to lead with this, you got femininity. Yeah, but you don't be feminine all the time. You're supposed to keep that strap on you just in case. You never motherfucking know. When you got to put a joke, you got to send the joker to Jesus. Tell him he need to confess his sins to God. Give him an opportunity to do so. But at the end of the day, you got to be careful. You got to be mindful. Yo, man, this dude could be off. That's why I never trust nice guys. I don't trust nice guys. I don't trust nice guys, and I don't trust nice women. I don't trust them. Like you say, go fall in love with yourself. Go love yourself. Go over there and do for yourself. Because that there sets a standard. Because they're always looking for somebody that has a low enough standard for them to climb. Mental Rich, dating safety, what you got?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, honestly and truthfully, the best thing that I could tell you, I've been on a dating app before, and it didn't go good. But, the best thing I could tell you too is to also make sure that you meet people in public places. Like, just be open to inviting someone to your house. Like, I'm very particular about who comes to my house anyway. I wouldn't even let the Centerpoint man come into my house one time because I just felt creepy with him. So just be careful who you let, in your space. If I date men that live at least 50 miles, between 40 to 50 miles away from me, because I don't want to date anyone in my area. I just don't want to run into you in a supermarket or in a store. When I was in college, I had a situation where, I was drinking heavily in college. We used to go to like these cute parties, these frat parties. And so one night, I think we were like 2021, one night, me and my friends, and no one knows this, so I'm sharing my truth right now. So no one knows this. But I met a guy. It was probably maybe summerish. We go home, we come back to school in the fall. So I see him again at a club that we were at. And I go into a bathroom, and it was like a little small bathroom. It was a single bathroom. And I forget to lock the door because I'm drinking. I'm 20 years old. I'm drinking. He comes in the bathroom. I did not know. Music loud. I didn't hear him coming in. And so basically he raped me in the bathroom. And so basically I went, after that happened, I was screaming. No one heard me because there was music so loud. And so I always say, now travel with friends. If you're uncomfortable with a situation, just travel with friends. So in that situation, I should have had some friends come with me to the bathroom, especially because I was drunk, and having, smoking and things to that nature. So I was in no right to the bathroom by myself, and he was watching me the entire time. So he knew this, right? So I just always say, just be careful of your surroundings, and like Joe said, protect yourself. And it means when he says that, I have a gun, I have a knife, I have a taser, and I have mace, and I carry them all because if I can't get to one, at least I can get to another, and I'm using it. And I had to pull a gun out on a guy for following me in Walmart just last year. I had to literally pull a gun out on him, and he ran out the store. And so just be careful, watch your surroundings. Don't be so eager just to date, right? Work on yourself first, and then vet people. That's the most important thing that you can do. And that's
Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Sorry for that to happen to you. It's really hard to hear. Nashida, what you got on it? Dating safety.
I mean, same thing. Be aware of your surroundings. Be self-aware. Making sure that you know yourself before you even get out there into the dating pool. Try everybody. You're not going to be 100% healed, but do your best to heal, and that way you're not going to be so easy to fall as a victim, because they're saying the right things that you want to hear because you're wounded. And when you're wounded, you want to be comforted, and people know just what to say to comfort you when they see that you're down. So just be very, very mindful of that. And then same thing, again, be aware of your surroundings. Like we said in the military, keep your head on a swivel. Always paying attention to who's around you and who's doing what. And then even myself, going back to, the incident with the guy who tried to rape me. The whole night because we went out, and as soon as we walked into the place, I don't know if the people knew him, but I think that they did, because when I walked in there, they looked at me like, what you doing? And I was just like, why are these people staring at me like that? The hostess, she kept coming around, and she kept looking at me like, Blank, if you okay. I'm like, what the heck? And then the guy at the bartender, the whole night, he kept tapping me on my shoulder. He was like, you all right? And I was like, I'm fine, And it just was weird. They kept doing it. And at the end of that night, that's what almost happened to me. So they knew something. But if I would have paid attention, I paid attention to it, but I was just like, not taking it in. And even though it was the craziest part about that whole event, it happened so fast. All I did was let him walk me to my house. That's all I did. I just let him walk me in. So I was like, because he was like, oh, this way, let me just walk in. I said, well, the security guard's right here at my complex, And he was like, let me just walk in. Walked in. As soon as I turned to close the door, then he was all over me. in the foyer. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that. Just like that. So, I mean, there's really no way I could have really prepared myself for that outside of, no, don't walk me up. You know what I'm saying? It just was his intent. You know what I'm saying? It just was his intent, period. That's what he wanted to do. So we just have to be mindful of that. You know, we have to just be mindful of people and mindful that everybody don't, you know, may not have our best intentions at hand, you know. And if someone is too pushy, or you just like you said, somebody's too nice. And he was a nice guy, you know, he was actually a school teacher. But he was a talker. And I'm very eerie of people who talk too much. And not in, you know, saying something, I mean, but somebody, he was a gaslighter. He just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked like a used car salesman. It was that bad. And that just, you know, everything about him just upset my stomach. And, you know, and I should not have, you know, still consider the fact, oh, he's a nice guy, let me just go out with him one more time. I should have just said no and kept it at that, because I knew something was wrong and something was off. So, you know, outside of calling the police and all that stuff, and just like Megan said, she has her weapons. I keep a bat in my car. I have my mace. I have my knife. Only thing I don't have is a gun. But I keep it, you know, because if I run out of bullets, I know how to use a blade, and I will F you up. I will F you up. So I you know, so it's that. So, you know, again, just be careful. You know, make sure, just like Megan said, you have to vet people. You know, be, you know, respond. Sometimes even when you think you vetted them, you still don't know what they're gonna do. So just be cautious.
I agree. I'm sorry it happened to you. You know how I feel about hearing stuff like this. It doesn't make me feel good. Because I'd put that man with Jesus. Let him go see if Jesus is black or white for me. That's what I would have figured it out. He would have figured it out.
Like they say, let Jesus sort him out.
Yeah. You would have answered the question.
I'm happy that we had this conversation and, you know, we shared our story, because women need to be mindful of this. These things happen. They have people that literally go to grocery stores, maybe Walmart, or we have HEBs here. They literally sit in their car. They sit in the back of their car and they vet people to see what women are alone. And it happens a lot around like the holiday time, that November, October time. They literally sit in the back of this, all the way in the back in the supermarket, and watch people because they're looking for the next victim.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, somebody got mad at me, one of my brothers, you know, and because I bought my ex-wife a gun. Mm-hmm. And I said, anybody do something, put them down and call me, we'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Straight up. I was like, yo, I taught her how to shoot. Tactical. I told my buddy, he was like, what's the difference? If you need, I said, and I'll tell anybody this, and especially women, you want to learn how to shoot. You need to understand something. Go learn how to tactically shoot. Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a complete difference. I can take Kari, I can take Nashida, and I could say, here's a gun. Within 1 to 2, maybe 3 bullets, they will know how to adjust that fire. Mm-hmm. It's muscle memory. Tactical shooting is completely different than all that other stuff. All that hold, breathe, and all that. Tactical shooting, you never forget. Yep. Never forget. I can tell you right now, what's my sight number? Back sight, 17. 17 and a quarter. I can tell you, I know that shit. You don't forget it. How do you fit what's next? The bullet projects up and go down. So just above the head, you hit your chart. You don't forget those things. And the reason why tactical shooting is so better, and I'm saying this to women, tactical shooting is way better, is because it cuts out the bullshit. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have time to be like, hold up, let me adjust my sights. Tactical shooting. Bam, get him. It's not that fancy shit. And that's why I say I could take Corey. Hey man, here, shoot. 1 bullet, 2 bullet, he adjusted. By the 3rd and 5th bullet in all of them, bam, they on target. Because you never forget it. You can't. It's too simple. It's too simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't understand why people like when people teach women. I sat in the class and I'm like, what is this shit? You gonna get what's she gonna do? You gonna get her hurt. She ain't got time to stand and breathe and all that. What is that? It's important. No, it's not. You know how many times I done in the military? That shit don't work. Am I lying, y'all? It don't work. It's not.
You wait too long, you get gas pop in your eyes.
Yeah.
Your eye be burning.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You know how much gun smoke go in your nose and start to They don't. Come on, Carl. You got it. Yo, we telling the truth. This shit don't work.
You know.
It's a gimmick.
All I can see is those dudes that be in the at the range and they be standing there like this right here. Like you dudes, you stand like that. I'm like, man, you so wide open. I wouldn't even
like,
shoot you. I'd slap you.
I just told somebody that. I was like, what is this?
And it's weird because you're standing like this. You like, you can't hold it like that. You're supposed to act like it's in your hand.
Yeah, it's a part of your hand.
You be like, oh, they have you all like this. You're like, what am I supposed to do?
You know, I said, I told this dude, I said, what you about to do dancing or something? What you about to do, the limbo, mamba? What you gonna do?
Boo boo.
What are you all this?
That's the boo boo
Hold
stance.
it close to you so you can have it with you and you hold it as part of the extension of your hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. When I took my gun class, my instructor said, I'm not training you just to be shooting a gun at a squirrel. I'm training you to kill your attacker. That's when. So if you're ready to commit no murder for somebody who attacking you, get out my class.
Yeah. It's a completely different way of shooting. It's a completely different, and no one teaches them. That's why I told when my ex-wife went, I said, go take the class and do whatever, just get the license. I'm gonna show you, and you'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never forget it. You can't. It would be. It's impossible. Oh, line up the sights. Line the sight up like this. What? You don't even. Huh? I was like, what? I said, are you serious? You will get somebody hurt.
I was in Miami at the range. They had this one range that was still regular. And these guys came in there with some AR, some real heavy machines, right?
Yeah.
And they sitting in there, man, ain't hitting shit. Ain't it shit. I had my old lady in there, and she didn't want to deal with guns. She was like, see, that's why I can't stand it. Take it, ain't hitting shit. Right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, these are the people, these are the reasons why we have to have. So the dude was standing there talking. They looked at me, and I did like this, Bert. Bah! Right through the middle of their talk.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I can't believe y'all have this much money to waste. Like, what do you think this is? A little 4th of July coming out the end of this joke? Yeah, it's not a 4th of July. It's not a sparkler. Yeah, man.
Please give me an example of tactical shooting. Are you okay? Cool. I'll give you an example of tactical shooting. John Wick. John Wick is a great example of tactical shooting. Tactical shooting is 100% completely different. It ain't gonna take you all day. It takes some practice. But once you learn it, you learn that shit. And I mean, you learn it. And you don't forget it. The military beats it in our heads. So you understand. I'll give you an example. You said give an example. Okay. Your hand and the gun are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Everything here operates your gun. This is an extension of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, yeah. And sniper, it's a very good. This your hand and the gun is the same. It's no different. Mm-hmm. And your hand, when you get in there, they teach you that your hand comes like this. You have to learn how to keep your hand straight. That's the reason why you come this way and they tilt your hand this way. It's the reason why they tell you to salute a certain way and keep everything straight. And if you was when you were in basic training, when I was in basic training, if your hand was looking like this, they slap it to make the pain receptors realize that this is where you're supposed to go. The reason is that a hand is naturally down like this. They keep it straight. That's tactical shooting. It's brilliant the way the military teach you. It doesn't even go anywhere. It never leaves you. I could take a 90-year-old man and put him on the range and he'll hit the target. It never goes. Eye acuity, but I thought you used back and front sight. Dog, no, listen, I'm not even going there. Go talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody. There's no reason. I only use one sight. Like both. All right, here's the thing. Your back and front sights are the same. They don't teach you this shit. There's no difference. I'm supposed to be able. This is some crazy stuff. They used to take a quarter and put it on the top of your thing and click it. That quarter better not move. That's how still your hand has to be. With tactical shooting, when you go, that front sight and that back sights are the same. They're no different. It's eye acuity. If you're left-handed, you shoot with your right eye. You right-handed, you shoot with your left eye. Man, you never forget this shit. Slap.
Mm-hmm.
Observe, pull, release.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Cubby, I'm about to. Okay, all right, phenomenal. I'm tripping. I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
We tired. I'm tired. You got the last words. Dating safety.
Well, once you see me pull this blanket, but in all we do nowadays, we have to be safe. It's not just dating. You know, I see where it's just pointing to dating, but if we practice safety in everything we do, we don't have to just think about it where dating is concerned, because then it's going to become a lifestyle, just like healthy eating. You practice it, after a while it becomes a lifestyle, because just by going outside alone, you have to be wary of how you're doing it, who is behind, who is around you, the environment that you go in, because it's not just on dating alone that things can happen to you. You can be driving your car and you're not watching around you enough, and somebody just pull up on you on your left and your right there and then you're gone. You know, so we just have to be more, we need to watch, look, listen more, and be more observant of our surroundings. You know, don't wait for something to happen before we really take it into consideration that it can happen, because you're not above it. You are not, we're not above it. It's just that we have to be thankful and grateful that it has not happened to us. and then we're gonna do what we have to do to make sure it doesn't. You get what I mean? I know sometimes things can just happen even when you're fully equipped for it to not happen. You have all the safety things done in packed and everything, and you have it going over your head like a script. But when you're being placed in that situation, sometimes you don't even know how to react to it. But I do believe that practice becomes perfect, because if you practice it long enough, then you're going to be aware of it once it's coming, and then you're going to know what to do. You're going to know how to react to it. You know, so guys, let's just get up every day and practice safety, not just if we're meeting somebody for the first time, but just in our everyday life, because we never know what can happen.
I agree. I agree. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell you this. I think everybody should practice some sort of safety. Straight up. In my closing remarks, I'll say this. Now, I thank everybody. Yeah, Ms. Cynthia said, y'all look tired. Yes, we're going to get off here. We all are tired. We work, and we wasn't there. But we wanted to make sure we answer everybody's questions before we move on to everything. All the questions I have, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We are done with the question and answer for the week. Y'all, we're back to our regularly scheduled day, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're gonna be rocking this out, bringing other topics, going back to food addiction. I appreciate everybody's patience to try to get this out. I just wanted to clean up everything, so we're done today. We're not coming tomorrow, so we're back next Tuesday, and when Tuesdays and Thursdays. And probably Thursday is going to be probably Kari, because the couple, I have 4 men that want to talk about stuff, and we okay. So probably be me and Kari. But the ladies, you know, y'all welcome to answer this question. I want to thank y'all for coming out. It really means a lot to me. Thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for just being here and rocking with us. Nashida will be here soon to give the Doting 101 and about seriously being an adult and doing what you need to do to stay on yourself. We have the mentorship program. If you're here, we're going to be sending out everything. Everything should be done tomorrow. Give me to the weekend to proofread it and send it to everybody, the schedule and get everything done. It will be starting on August 22nd will be the introductory day, and go into the next month. After that, this will be our first one. We got Kari, me, Nashida, Mental Rich, Phenomenal Woman, Boss Lady, Bridget. You're going to have a whole host of people who are willing to help you. It's not like the self-improvement challenge. It's a little bit more laid back, but it will be a way more intensive. There's a lot of stuff you have to do. Book reports, workout, chapter reports. There's a lot of stuff, my expectation. And I have a very extremely high expectation. You do not do it, you're up out of here. You miss one thing, I'll get you up out of here. I'll keep with one person. If I miss one deadline, there's no excuse. Your leg got blown off, you better been in that goddamn gym. You got there gonna stick your finger in your leg, your blown leg, and write your book report. I don't give a shit how you do it, but you better get that book report done. I don't care how you do it. It's about you and moving on. I don't have a pen. Stick your leg in your bloody. My leg got blown. I don't care.
Okay.
I lost the eye. You got a spare.
Need surgery on my stomach. I've been laughing so hard.
You know what I'm saying? Figure it out. I tell them, figure it out. Figure out how to give me what I need. I don't care. I tell them, I don't care. I want the book report done. I want the workouts done. Well, I'm busy. I don't care. Get it done. You can lift the weight with your finger. I don't give a damn what you do. But so we got that going. Also, September. We're going to be going right into men's mental health. We're going to run right into that, move forward with that, but we also going to be getting into the dates for the conferences. We're going to have a conference back to back every week. Just Boss Lady decided, get it done. Instead of us having one here, one there, just get them all done in a week and all done in a month so we can be done, so we can enjoy our holidays, we can enjoy whatever. So we got the first ones up is mental health, the men's conference. The second one is the boot camp. The third one is the second one is the marriage boot camp. The third one is the dating boot camp, and the fourth one will be the art of being divorced. How to learn from your divorce. Teaching people how to learn from divorce. All right, it's all called the Straight Out of Divorce. What's that? And I own that, so I better not copyright that shit. I own it.
We own
so
it.
what I ain't gonna be done with it? I own it.
Own it.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for coming. We're gonna shut this down so everybody can go to sleep. It's 11:30 here, and I'm tired. We get delirious, and y'all don't want to see me when I'm tired because we start saying some stupid shit.
Yeah. For sure.
Yep. So I'm gonna go because I'm tired. I've been up all day. I still love y'all, man. Y'all take care. See y'all next week. Look for emails with me in the schedule.
All right. Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Everybody, have a great one.
Reset this. Am I still live? I'm still live. Let me shut